Good afternoon, everyone. JP Bourgeois here, and I'm just about to get on with my good friend Peter Gonc to have a little conversation about what he does. Hope everybody is enjoying your Friday afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in Asheville, North Carolina. Today we're talking natural wines with Peter Gonc. Just waiting for Peter to come on. From Gönc Winery. Thank you guys for joining. We'll be on in just one little quick minute. All right. If that does the trick. I believe this is our first official Instagram live. And there's
Hey,
my friend Peter. Hey, you there? Okay, success.
long time no see.
I know, just about 1 minute ago where you could walk me through how to do an Instagram live. So thank you so much for your help on
Yeah, no
that.
worries, no worries.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining me. I mean, I think, and thank you for our good friend Lisa for suggesting all those things. Lisa is the magical woman behind our Instagram, the JP Bourgeois Instagram. So Peter, all the way from Slovenia, 8 p.m. there for you.
It's still a little bit sunny. We have a little bit of light left, so
Okay, good. Well, we have a lot of light left for you, for us here. Um, what I wanted to talk to you about today is just, you and your wines, whether it's Gönc Winery and grape adduction has been such a success in the US. I really wanted you to be, part of our first official Instagram live. We're going to try to do that weekly now with some winemaker of choice. We have a lot of wonderful winemaker. And yeah, if you can just tell our viewers a little bit about you, family, and of course you and I, we probably talk 5 times a week since we're very good friends. Anyway,
that's
so we're
correct.
gonna try not to have, our classic casual conversation in front of all the people watching us. But
Exactly.
yeah, tell us about your story. You know.
Well, so as you may know, I'm a winemaker from Slovenia, so I'm a fourth generation in the family. So my great grandfather started the whole thing in 1936 when he bought a first basket press. I still have it in the winery as a relic, as a something to remember our beginnings. But yeah, after that, my grandfather went to move to Slovenia, to town called Ptuj, in which we live now. And he started to being like a cellar hand in the winery. So he cleaned the floors, the tanks, all that jazz. And he slowly moved up to become the head winemaker and the CEO of one of the biggest wineries in Slovenia, and also the oldest one with the tradition. So actually, after that, my dad took over almost the same position as he did, and he started to plant the vineyards on the side. So he was like a CEO at a big co-op winery and also grape producer. So he sold all of the grapes to the winery that he worked in. But when he was like 50 years old, he got like a minor heart stroke. So he had a condition from my mom. So take the vineyards of the job. You cannot have both. So he decided to put the vineyards. But I actually had no interest into making wine or working in the vineyards because me and my two sisters had to work in the vineyards all the time when we were kids, and you just get like fed up with it. So I went out, did everything else. When I was 25, I came back, actually begged my dad to take me in, give me a job, and he did, and I had to do all the dirty jobs in the wine industry, especially in the wine growing industry. So you have to do all the green stuff in the sun, in the summer heat, everything. So that was in year 2014, and I had to do my first vintage at home. So he didn't want to teach me like how to make wine. We will come back to that, but he just gave me a wine press a few times and said, go and do it. You Google it, go on your internet, YouTube, find it out. And I did it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing in 2014. I didn't know how the fermentation should took place, how to press the wine, how much to press the grapes, nothing. So I actually learned on
you
the
never
go.
went to wine school, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's I didn't want to because I actually hated everything about winemaking and wine growing, and I didn't want
Teaching
to
you
do
bad
nothing.
habits.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing that I didn't go to a wine school because they teach you everything really precisely, and you don't do anything differently than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I totally feel you. I mean, it's just like they tell you, you got X bar per X ppm of SO2 for this. In order to start malolactic, you got to do this. You got to have, like 22 degrees, 28 degrees. And so tell me, how did you, all your wines are natural. Gönc winery. Let's get one thing straight. So you're not Peter Gonc. What is your last name? How do we pronounce your last name?
Yeah, everybody, when I come and visit you in the States, I was like, I never heard nobody pronounce my last name. And I came to the States and I was, oh, Gonc is here, Gonc is. And I was like, who's Gonc? Who's that? Like, no, my last name is Gönc. You pronounce it Gönc, like if you go to a club at night and you hear that beat, it's like Gönc, 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 Gönc.
Oh, like the band. Like you love rock and roll. So can we say like the Guns N' Roses? Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Trust me, my last name is Bourgeois. I've never heard my name butcher one bit.
Yeah.
Now that we have your last name put to official pronunciation, how do you come up with your vinification? What makes you decide to go the natural way? And what made you decide to do what to do?
So yeah, it's in Slovenia, the old ways were like you have to spray the vineyards as much as you can, so everything is super healthy, looking good. You use a lot of sulfites, a lot of sulfites, a lot of additives in the wine, because that's what people drink in Slovenia. And a lot of people in Slovenia also drink like semi-sweet wines. I don't know why, but they do. And those wines need extra additives to keep it stable in the bottle, So I was like, I don't like those wines anyway, so I'm not gonna produce them, and I'm gonna produce something that I would drink, So if you go from start to finish, I'm not gonna put some stuff in or spray the vineyards with something that I'm gonna drink at the end. And most of all, as you know, I live among the vineyards. Our house is in the vineyards, so I'm not gonna spray them with something that I'm gonna breathe in when I'm having my afternoon coffee on the terrace, So you have to make compromises. You have to think differently, and I think this is changing with my generation now. So people are starting to realize that we have to have a lower imprint on the environment, and to keep the nature healthy in a healthy way. I know you have to help it with some stuff like sulfites. It's something you cannot evade, but they're like a necessary evil to have in the wine industry,
Well, it's a preservative at the end, but only at bottling, only when you put the wine in the vessel to ship it to the US. You need a little additive to keep it so it doesn't re-ferment. But not during the process. It's only at the closure, in a way.
No, if you go to a wine school in Slovenia, they will teach you like to add like 15 ppms of sulfites per 100 kilos of grapes. That's like normal. Just you have to put it there like a precaution, just to to be on the safe side. And the first Sagres I did, I said, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna see what happens. So I didn't add any sulfites, and everything went just fine. No stock fermentations. Everything went smooth. The wine was awesome, more pure, and everything. Because every time you add sulfites, you take away something from the wine. You know, I don't know why they teach you that, but you know, if you go to a wine school like a brochure, like bullet points, you would end up at the end of November with like 100 ppms to 150 ppms of total sulfites, which is insane.
Added. Not even, you don't even know what's gonna be. Yeah, that's crazy.
It is, and our wines are around what, 50 of total if you take an average. Some are even less. The wines
some
that
are
we
20, some are less than 20, right? The pet
like
nats are less than 20.
The pet nats are just the sulfites that the yeast produce in the ferment, and that's it. And also the piquettes, and then you know, then we have Starman, Harvest Moon, the orange wines. They don't have any sulfites added at all, and they're stable, which is kind of odd. The first vintage I did, the measurements after 1 year, it was like 25 total ppms with no sulfites added. So the yeast produces the sulfites to preserve the wine naturally.
Yeah, so basically let nature take its course, you know, let the grape transform into wine with the minimum intervention, and give it time to do its thing. You know, I think a lot of traditional farming, which is really from the industrialization standpoint, you know, after 1950, that's where things start going sideways from, you know, do it quick, do a lot of it, and put in the market. That's why you needed to force things, and they came up with all those chemicals to force things through. And I believe now we're going back to the way that used to be, is take the time to make a good product. And if you wait enough, you know, if you wait long enough, you don't have to touch a thing. I mean, nature is going to transform, metamorphose itself into what it needs to be. And I thank you for being one of the advocates for doing that, for sure. You know.
Yeah, so we just planted some new varieties that don't need no intervention at all, like nothing. They just grow.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in a few years.
We've been drinking wine for how long as humans? You know, probably 8,000 years, 10,000 years, and I don't think they had that added sulfite and that beautiful bags of added copper you can put in the vineyards, and I think they turned out just fine.
Yeah, they did.
But yeah, so we're thankful for that. You know, guys, if you want to check out what Peter does, you know, I recommend going to our website, jp-bourgeois.com. So that's jp-bourgeois.com. Obviously, you can follow our Instagram here. And Peter also has his own website as, what is it, Gonc? What is your website? .si. Yeah, exactly.
So gonc.si. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's talk about Slovenia a little bit. So you're in the town of, how do you say, Ptuj? So Tui.
Tui.
So, for people who don't know, that's spelled Ptuj.
Yeah.
There's no E in there, but you still say the sound E. I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I live in the oldest town in Slovenia. It's from 69 AD, from Roman times. So every place you dig a shovel in, you will find something Roman, you know. My grandmother was like doing the garden outside, like planting, I think, potatoes or something like that, and she found like 2 golden Roman coins in the soil. It's insane. So they find everything here. They found like heating systems from Roman times, roads, harbors, you name it, we have it, everything. It's
so much rich history. You know, let's talk about where Slovenia is located. So you're just north of Italy and south of Austria. You're east of Hungary, and you're right by the Baltic Sea. Adriatic Sea. Sorry,
Adriatic Sea,
check my. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tiny little green country. We have it all, and only 2 million people living in Slovenia.
2 million.
2 million. That's it. So it's like
an average American city.
Yeah, exactly. but it's so green. I think it's the second greenest country.
Hmm.
But we have it all. So we have one part of the Julian Alps. Then we have the coast to the Adriatic Sea. You have the Pannonian Narrow, which we are located in. So small little hills, and then the more you go to the east, it becomes flat, and it's flat all the way to Hungary. So no hills, no nothing. And you can travel Slovenia with the car on a highway in like 3 hours.
Wow. And you can ski one morning and swim in the Adriatic
Oh,
Sea in one
for sure, yeah.
afternoon, right?
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
easy.
amazing. And that's 3 hour drive.
Yeah, and have a coffee and dinner in the capital.
And then, yeah, Ljubljana, which is Ljubljana, the capital in the middle, beautiful city. I mean, I can't wait to go back. I was there in 2000, when was I? 2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
And can't wait to go back there. Let's talk about your wine region. So, you know, Slovenia has mainly four main wine regions. Štajerska, is Štajerska the main region, the main wine region, or is it other region?
Well, it depends how you look at it. At one point it was, but everything went to like a industrial winemaking scene, you know, just big co-ops producing tons of low quality wines. And we fell behind. The main region is now Brda. You know, it's next to the Italy, and it has a lot of influence from Italians. So it's really developed. They had like small producers, you know, building up the region. But here in Štajerska, we didn't have any. You know, every here and there you find a producer that's good, and that's it. Still a lot of like we have four big wineries in this region, and they do like a monopoly on the market, you know. So
Yeah.
anybody that wants to sell the wines here, they're being butchered by them all the time, like price dumping or anything. You name
So
it, they do it.
how many independent winemakers in Štajerska? I mean, do you have a lot, or most everybody sells
Oh,
to the co-op?
no, there are a lot. And a lot of them, like I would say like 30% are independent, and the
Okay.
70% sell the wine to the big co-ops. But
Oh,
those
wow.
30% are like, you know, mostly really old generation. They have
Hmm.
no touch with the reality what's in the wine market right now. They just produce the wines as their dads did like 30 years ago. They don't change nothing, and will not change nothing.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's changing slowly but surely. It's gonna change.
well, yeah, you're leading that trend, I think, right? You're driving that bus in Štajerska as far as
Yeah,
change
we
and
have to.
natural
Someone has
winemaking.
to.
Because someone has to do it. Well, thank you for taking on the job. It's working really, really well. I mean, your brand is so successful. And so Štajerska, just a little bit, the crisp white wine come from southern Slovenia. Now, when it comes to the Štajerska region, are we going to have more full body reds? That's where most of the red come from in Slovenia? Or
No, actually, the most of the reds come from the coast,
okay.
but those are like heavy reds, you know, really like high alcohol, heavy, a lot of oak contact. Totally different than what we produce here in Štajerska. So it's less more in the mid body region, more fruit, more elegance. You know, it's much easier to do. I know I shouldn't compare, but if you look at on the world map, we're in the region with France, so the climate should be almost the same, you know, as the rain and the sun and everything. But we cannot produce such good red wines as they do. It's
Well,
impossible.
your red wines are fantastic, you know, but
I
it's a very,
know.
very small production. You know, white and rosé is what we do, and orange, of course,
Yeah.
orange is what we do. The reds are absolutely fantastic, but it's you know, do we want to make more rosé? Do we want to make, or do we want to make red wine? You know,
Yeah,
it's
I know, but you know, it's always for a winemaker. It's always like a reality check when you get some really good French red wines, you know, and you're like, oh, this is perfect. This is amazing, you know, and it's really you have to think about it how to get to that level, and I have no idea how to do it. You know, I'm gonna figure it out, but
Well,
in
you'll
time.
do. The thing is, like right now, every single grape that is grown in your vineyards is bottled and shipped. And I think
That's true.
with the worldwide demand on your wine, we could increase the quantity. I know I get calls at least 5 times a week for more, 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 more. You know, people think I'm hiding the wine. I'm sitting on it, but no, I have nothing to sell. And yeah, you know. Hopefully you can plant more, grow the estate, and produce more wine. That's in the pipeline. More wine next year, if all goes well.
If all
We'll let
goes
you
well, yeah.
know in October, guys. Don't ask us until October. We're not harvesting until August and September. So let's talk about one of cool grapes. You know, so the main grape we use for the rosé and is I'm gonna butcher it just for you, Jametna Chermina, right?
Oh, it's pretty close. You're getting much, much better than at the
Well,
beginning.
I think, yeah, when I say it 1,000 times, you know, that would be a good thing. So Jametna Chermina, which is 50% of the cuvée Anna Rosé, Anna named after your grandmother, and 95% of the grape abduction rosé. So
Exactly.
what's with that grape, and why do I say it like that when it's written like that? I don't understand, but
Well, it's called Jametna Chernina. It's an indigenous Slovenian variety, and if you would translate it to English, it would be like velvet blackness, you know,
that sounds sexy, right?
because jamet is velvet in Slovenian, jamet, and
Hmm.
Chernina is like blackness,
Okay.
so it's velvet blackness, which is quite a cool name actually.
It is a
But
cool name, you know. I think
yeah,
you can make a rock and roll T-shirt about that or
of
something like
course.
that. We'll talk about music in just one sec. So, and I know last year coming from Jamie, thanks for that. Grape Abduction Red, yes, there is a red coming to the US a little bit. That will be 100%. Oh, no, is
Blau
it going to be
Frankish.
Jametna? Hmm?
Blau
Oh,
Frankish.
It's Blas
Yeah.
Frankish. So we'll talk about that one in a sec. So let's keep going on the Jamet grape, the black velvet.
So yeah, it's an indigenous Slovenian variety. It's planted actually like 20 miles from my place in the second biggest city in Slovenia. It's called Maribor. It has almost 150,000 of population.
Massive town.
Massive. It's massive. And they have a planted wine there. It's next to the river. It's over 450 years old. It's the oldest living wine plant in the world right
So
now.
you have a living vine of Jametna Chermina that is 450 years old.
Yeah, and it's massive. The trunk is like this big,
Wow,
and it goes up and around the whole building, like probably 60, 70 meters on the facade
that's
of the
amazing.
building. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge, and they still pick grapes and make wine out of it. Yeah,
Wow, I want to taste it.
yeah.
How can we get a bottle of that?
You can buy it here in Slovenia actually.
Can you make the wine? Can you please have you as the winemaker so it's a natural wine? That would be great.
Oh, you don't want to drink it. It's bad. A lot of old people are making decisions how to make wine out of that, so it's not that good. But you're
Oh,
drinking a
okay.
wine from a 450-year-old plant, so that's
It's, I
amazing.
would still, just because it's a 450-year-old wine, I would love to taste it,
Yeah,
you know?
I'll send you a bottle. I'll send you a
Yeah, that'd
bottle
be fun.
shortly.
Well, hopefully I can just pick it up when I get there.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully soon. Hopefully I'm there this fall. I'm not doing harvest, just so you know.
We're gonna
All
pick
right,
the we're
so
gonna pick the grapes. I know you love that.
no, 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 no. Been there, done that. No, thank you. Yeah, Bla Frankish. So what's up, Bla Frankish? And some the grape adduction red gonna be Bla Frankish. Then
Yes.
we have our cuvée number 6. You know, we'll talk about the guns and the 136 dots, all those dots on those labels in a minute. But tell us about the Bla Frankish that you make, and you put some in our rosé as well.
Yes. So Blaufränkisch is a really good variety to use for everything. So you can make an awesome rosé to blend it with others. You can make a proper red wine out of it. It's it was believed it was like an Austrian German variety, but a lab in Germany pinpointed the origin of Blaufränkisch, and it's Slovenian. So they did all the promotion, all the hard work for promoting Blaufränkisch, and now we can take credit for it because it's Slovenian. But yeah, I mean, it's wonderful. You have to keep the yield and the crops low, because it can produce like 4, 5, 6 kilos per wine, which is That's massive. So you have to really prune it, and you have to cut the grapes down before harvest, so you get the sugar levels in, you get the complexity, the full bodiness of the grapes. So you concentrate the grape juice in the.
It's Jamie cracking me up.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
So can we call like so Blaufränkisch, is it like Pinot Noir? Does it imprint the terroir, the climate of wherever it grows really well?
It does, for sure it does. And you will see now, so you can see it in the Cuvée as a blend of rosé, what you can have. And I believe you tasted it when you were in Slovenia. Then you can do like a really long skin contact red, and put it in oak, so it becomes really like full-bodied, matured wine. But
freeze it outside in the winter, to make sure you get all the water out to make a red wine.
Yeah, so you don't get enough of concentration or alcohol, so you just leave it out, so it freezes. Then you pump it out, leave the ice, because the alcohol and water have different freezing temperatures. So that's one way. Or you can do like light skin contact, be really gentle with it, and you get a grape production red, which is a light, really drinkable, slightly chilled red wine.
How many cases of 12 bottles did you make of grape abduction red this year?
I believe it's like 350, I think.
Okay, all right. So it's a lot. One day we'll have more. Hey, at least it's 1 liter bottles. Let's talk about, fun fact. I think one thing I wanted to, talking about impact and everything. So we're doing grape abduction in 1 liter bottle, but just so you know, that bottle of 1 liter, I have to talk in kilos, I'm sorry. 1 case of 12 bottles, empty bottles of 1 liter is actually 1.2 kilo lighter than 1 case of 12 bottles 750. The 1 liter bottle is actually lighter than the 750 bottles when it's empty, and we get 25% more wine. So we transport 25% more wine in a case in dry goods that is actually, 2.5, 3 pounds lighter total. So you're talking about minimum impact, less carbon footprint as far as the production of the dry goods and natural wine. So we are going in the direction of more and more larger vessels, because we like to drink. So we're making the wine just as affordable, natural, more wine in the bottle with a much lower impact on the planet at all standpoints. So that's why we're going to have high quality wine in a 1 liter. There's a stigma in the US about that 1 liter bottle being like Gallo product or, mass produced product and everything. But we are taking that approach of how much greener, for lack of a better word, it's going to be just doing that. And we're going to maintain that price point under $20 retail also. So.
Well, that's absolutely true. I mean, we all have to consider the environmental impact of packaging. And it's not only that we use less glass, we can ship more wine. We also use less screw caps because of the volume of the wine, less labels, less everything, less cases. So you actually ship more wine in the same case. You don't need to use more cardboard or anything, You just the vessel is 1 liter vessel is, I mean, for me it's perfect, because you can have you can sit down 3 people and you can drink a bottle and you're okay, but with a 0.75 you're gonna be missing a glass or 2 at the end, So I think it's a perfect combination for everything.
Those are natural wine too, and low sulfite, so they're easier to digest. So you can actually drink more of it. So that's why you have that 1 liter, and you have less impact on your body. You can actually enjoy it better. So definitely, it's very, very important. And it's one thing to be into the organic wine business or natural wine business, but at the same time, it's like we have to follow through and look at our imprint when it comes to marketing and shipping and production. So we're very conscious about that, and we're very thankful that you're conscious about that.
Yes,
Let's talk.
absolutely.
Let's talk about grape abduction here. So that little fun project. What's obviously I know a little bit about it, but I'm gonna let you
Well,
lead that
it's
conversation.
it's your project also, so it's a
Yeah,
joint project
I
that we
might
did,
be 50% involved in that, but like
Yeah,
it's
might be.
everybody wants to be abducted.
Exactly. No, it was, we had a lot of conversations to do something fun, just to enjoy, do some good, light, easy drinking wines accessible for everybody. And so the grape abduction actually became born out of that conversation. You know,
Mhm.
I remember I saw a picture on the internet, like a flying saucer taking up a cow on a farm, and I was like, well, that would be amazing if there were grapes inside of that instead of inside of that bean instead of a cow. So the idea was born. I presented the idea to you. You were like, yeah, let's do it. And called my designer, told him what we want to do. He was like, what are you talking about? Aliens, wine, what? And that's how we started grape production. I don't think we had like big expectations out of it at the beginning, right? They were like, let's give it a go and see what happens. But it
I think
just,
with let's just do 1,000 cases, mix and match of all those wines, and
yeah,
call it a day, and see
yeah,
what we can do. And then that's sold in 5 minutes,
yeah,
and 10,000 cases later, it's sold in 7 minutes.
yeah.
So now we are trying to figure out where we can. We're gonna have to talk to our alien friends and make. Hopefully, they have vineyards on their planet, so
Exactly.
we can make more.
Well, I
But
talked to
that's
them
been a
and they said
successful
it's
project.
possible to do it.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there for sure. And but that's beautiful. So natural that and the whole idea outside of the packaging, you created the name, you make a wonderful wine. It's also just what you say, natural farming, low carbon footprint, and good affordable juice in the bottle. Which being sustainable also means that being affordable. That's what's
Exactly.
important. And that's the whole idea of being grape abduction. It's just like we're making as much one as we can in a respectful manners, we're having a respectful impact, and also having a sustainable price.
Exactly. I think that was one of the key points that we had when we were creating this reproduction story, that everybody should be able to afford a bottle of wine, a
Mm.
good, sustainable, like really well done bottle of wine in a cool packaging. And I think like farming naturally and everything should not be expensive because it's done in certain way, it should be affordable, for everybody.
Nature is there. I mean, you can just watch it. You just have to groom it a little bit, but it's there for sure. And then you just got to transform what is given to you. Let's talk about, so we have under Gönc Winery, we have the beautiful canvas, which are our Petnat, Pétillant Naturel, and under the grape abduction, we make piquette. So to me, they look the same, they present the same. So I know a lot of our viewers know what Pétillant Naturels are, and I think piquette sounds like a French word, by the way. We're gonna have to talk about that. Uh,
Perhaps.
Perhaps. What is the deal with Piquette, and why am I drinking a Piquette versus a Petnat?
So, yeah, so if we're talking about sustainability and nothing goes to waste, which is also a thing about sustainability. So you can actually make a pet nat, and after that, from the same grapes, you can make a piquette, you
What?
know? Yeah, so a pet nat is actually, you bring the grapes in, you press them, the juice flows, you put it in the ferment, wait for the sugar levels to drop, you bottle it. But for the piquette, what is left of the grapes in the press that went for the pet nut, the juice went for the pet nut. So you have some skins, seeds, everything is inside of the press.
The
You
lees, we call that the lees, right? Mm.
no in the wine press.
In the
So
wine press. Okay.
the grapes. So you add
Mm.
water,
Hmm.
you add sugar, you press it, you put it to fermentation, you bottle it. So that's the difference between a pet nat and a piquette. So nothing
Okay,
goes to
then
waste. Zero waste.
zero waste and and low alcohol. So yeah, pet nat usually we run anywhere between 10 and 12, 20 and 13%
Exactly.
alcohol. And on the piquette, we are running like 7%.
Well, that's grape juice,
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
diluted grape juice with added sugar, and they take it out to the space for grape production. They make the magic happen and return the bottles to the storage facility.
And then we ship them. That's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's
Great.
low alcohol, it's 7%, so you can easily do sports, have a glass of piquette after it, and drive safely home.
Or before, during, or whatever, 7%
Yeah,
alcohol, and that alcohol turns into sugar in your body anyway. So that's good for performance, right?
absolutely. It's like Gatorade.
Good, good. Well, I think we've covered a lot here. I'm really thankful. Like, do you want to talk about some people ask me all the time about the packaging. So moving back to Gönc Winery, so do you want to say a few words about the your musical inspiration? How do you come about to that?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, we are putting a lot more dedication now in. We're changing some designs for the labels. So we have our music edition. So that's my appreciation to all the great artists, because when you're a winemaker and you do the wine and do the cellar work, you're almost always alone, by yourself. So the music actually saves me, because otherwise you can go insane really quickly.
Well, you mean working 20 hours a day in a vineyards during in a cellar between harvest?
Yeah, you cannot imagine. I mean, and I'm actually a one-man band. So it can get lonely. You need some music, and that music actually gave me the inspiration to make the wines, to make the decisions. Every step that I make in wine, there's rock music behind me. So we did dedication to those amazing artists that produce that music. So we did one for David Bowie, Starman, Neil Young, Harvest Moon. We have Pink Floyd's Time, Under Pressure from Queen. And now we're changing also the reds. So Gamay, Pinot Noir, and Blanc Frankish are all getting cool new funky labels.
Oh, no more 1, 3, and 6. 1 for the
No,
Gamay, 3 for the Pinot, and 6 for the Blanc.
no. I'm addicted to making new labels. I know it's a problem. I always have to make something new, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna change the labels, and thanks to you, we changed the wine style of those wines.
I don't know. I'm an opinionated Frenchman. Go figure.
Yeah. You have your hand in the winemaking a little bit.
I'm a wine importer, I'm not a certified winemaker, right?
Yeah.
But good.
You have ideas.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the 136. So 136, 136 liter. Let's talk about that Gönc barrel, just so people can play
Yeah.
on words that we have here.
So actually, my last name is Gönc, and that's also a name for a barrel they produce in Hungary. So that barrel has a volume of 136 liters. It's made from oak. So it's like a barrique in France, as you may know.
Small one, yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like half a size. It's really small. It was meant to be that size so one person can roll it on a carriage. So Hungarians were producing Tokaj in that barrel. They still do. And they were exporting everything to Russia, to the Russian Tsar. So that's how they produce that small size, so you can roll it actually on the carriage by yourself. And it's kind of funny that you're a winemaker and your last name is actually an oak barrel.
Serendipity, absolutely.
Yeah. So it has 136 liters. So on those labels, like you can see on Yellow Muscat, on Pavel, and 136, all of those labels have 136 dots or symbols on them, and each dot or symbol represents 1 liter from that oak barrel.
Wow. I have never counted the dots. I've told that story to a lot of people. There's 136 dots, and I encourage people to count them, but I've always taken your word for it.
You know how when the designer made the label, so we had like a prints, and you did a coloring book. So you colored one dot, make a stripe on the paper, another. So it would be precise because I know somebody counted them for sure. But you have to drink the whole bottle
one of them,
and then go count.
That's what I tell people. Great. Well, Peter, thank you so much. I mean, do you have anything to add? Anything you want our viewers to know?
Yeah, we're gonna do a new grape production website. I mean, a new one. Yeah, we don't have one yet, so we're gonna build a new.
We're gonna have a grape production site. It'll be new, definitely.
It's gonna be new. It's gonna be awesome. Keep us posted. Give us your reviews. Give us everything that you need. If you need any wine info, contact JP or write me on Instagram. I'm gonna reply to you. I hate emails, so please no emails. Just hook me up on social media, and I'm gonna give you a really fast reply.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Peter. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for taking your time on Friday. I'm pretty sure I'll talk to you tomorrow anyway about other things.
Yeah.
Other than wine. Like my e-polling experience. Anyway. All right, my friend.
All right.
Good talking to you. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Have a good one.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.